What is up, everybody? It's your friendly neighborhood podcasters here. I'm Sebastian.
And I'm JP.
What's up, everybody? Today we're talking about another Spider-Man movie because we cannot get enough Spider-Man around this time. No Way Home's coming out in like 2 weeks, a week from now. Spider-Verse trailer just dropped. I just finished Miles Morales because I got a PS5. It's a good time to be a Spider-Man fan right now.
Yeah, definitely Spider-Man fans are eating good right now.
We're definitely eating good. So yeah, this is not Spidey's first appearance in the MCU, but it's his first solo movie in the MCU. This came out 2017, directed by what's his name, John Watts, right? Just John Watts, yeah. And it stars everyone's favorite Spider-Man, maybe. Well, wait, actually, I don't want to say that because that's. I don't want to get the Toby fans angry. I don't want to get the Andrew Garfield fans angry. But he's definitely a fan favorite. I mean, there's only 3.
Yeah, definitely. He
live
definitely
action
is loved. He's pretty loved upon. I mean, some people might argue that Toby's the best. Some people might argue that Andrew's the best. I think Andrew's a little overhated on, but yeah. Tom Holland is definitely one that most people can agree with, that he does a really great Spider-Man.
Yeah. I will agree. Andrew's pretty overhated, especially after seeing the Amazing Spider-Man movies, after seeing like the behind the scenes stuff, the stuff that he just like put in the role. But Tom Holland's pretty good too. The things he does to play Spider-Man. I feel like Tom Holland's a little bit in everything now, but that's a different thing. That's because he's so good as Spider-Man, that he's in everything now.
Yeah, we do complain a little bit. I mean, we have complained a little bit about Tom Holland being in a lot of different things recently.
Mm-hmm.
But I mean, this is Spider-Man. This is how basically he became more known. I mean, he was like already acting, but this is how he became known. So
for sure.
This is the start, basically.
Yeah. So just to talk about the cast a little bit more, as we said, we got Tom Holland. We also have Michael Keaton, former Batman that we talked about in Tim Burton's Batman. He's playing the Vulture, Adrian Toomes in this. I think he's one of my favorite MCU villains. Maybe my favorite, like if we're not counting like dudes that have like multiple movies like Thanos and Loki, you know what I mean? Like I love the Vulture. We also have Robert Downey Jr. returning as Iron Man. Marissa Tomei playing the wonderful May Parker, the hottest Aunt May.
Definitely the hottest. I mean, you can't. I'm sorry, but like, okay, so for personally, I mean, MILFs are hot, dude. And I mean, a lot of people will agree with me, but yeah, at this Aunt May, top tier.
Yeah, for sure.
You can't argue with this.
Yeah. I don't know how I like her that much as like, like a character in these movies, but for S tier, just on everything else.
Yeah. I mean, every portrayal of Aunt May has gotten younger.
Yeah, so has Spider-Man pretty much. Like, going from Toby to Andrew to Tom.
Yeah. Also, they've gotten younger, and I mean, right now, Tom Holland, he's pretty much almost at that same age where Toby was barely starting. So, I mean, it's nice to think about, because like I really appreciate now that they went with the younger cast. Obviously, he's still playing a high schooler, but Tom Holland really does have a baby face, so it doesn't like it works. So it doesn't make it bad or anything.
Yeah, and how tall is he?
He's pretty short. He's like 5'5", maybe. I don't know. He's 25 right now.
Okay, Tom is around 5'8". Okay, cool. So he's just like an inch taller than me.
Yeah, we love our short kings here.
Yeah, so you know what? Favorite Spider-Man right there, because he's a short king.
It's now that we're talking about the height, I'm sorry, but I mean, we still haven't talked about Homecoming. But right now, like literally 20 minutes ago, I was watching a video about the Graham Norton show. I don't know if you guys have heard of it.
I saw that clip. I think the one where Zendaya's like Like they were
Yeah,
doing a stunt. Yeah.
they're talking about the height difference. So Zendaya is pretty tall. I
She's like
don't.
5'10".
Let me look her up real quick. The height. So Zendaya right now is yeah, she's 5'10". You got it right correctly. So those 2 inches, you might think, it's not that much.
Let me tell you guys, 2 inches,
2 inches pretty big.
it makes a difference.
Yeah, but in the Graham Norton show, they were talking about the height difference that sometimes like it will be a problem because she was giving the example that like in the new Far From Home movie or like in the new No Way Home movie, there's a stunt where like he's carrying us MJ, and they're like gonna land on a bridge, but she lands first because
Yeah.
she's taller.
And
So it messes up the stunts.
obviously the hero is supposed to land first because he's the one that's doing the saving, the landing.
Yeah, but it's funny to think about. But I mean, like I said, we love our short king, Tom
Yeah.
Holland.
And just to talk about the rest of the cast, I mean, we already mentioned Zendaya. She plays Michelle Jones, who later goes by MJ at the end of this movie. We got Happy Hogan returning, Jon Favreau, the guy who started the MCU, basically.
Yeah, pretty much.
We haven't talked about Iron Man, the first one, that much, but we will eventually. We
Yeah,
have
we'll talk about the MCU in the next year in the 2022 sometime around there, you know.
And then just to mention off some other actors, we got Jacob Batalon as Ned Leeds, Tony Revolori as Flash, Laura Harrier playing Liz Allen. Donald Glover's in this too. He plays Aaron Davis, who you guys might recognize that name if you're like Spidey fans, especially Miles Morales fans. And then we also have Gwyneth Paltrow, Pepper Potts. We have a bunch of other people. We got Hannibal Buress also. He has a small role in this movie. I think he's really funny.
Yeah, he's pretty funny in this movie.
Yeah, and then we got a bunch of other dudes playing like the Tinkerer, the Shocker.
We had a lot
two
of
versions
villains.
of the Shocker. Yeah, we had a lot of villains in this movie, which I'm a little upset that they didn't do much with them afterwards. But I get what they were trying to do. Like they were trying to make Spidey like the face of the MCU, I guess, after Iron Man. So they got to give him like bigger stuff,
Yeah, by that time, but when Homecoming came out, I mean, Endgame hadn't come out, but I'm pretty sure they already knew that that Iron Man was gonna die, so they're setting it up, for him to be the next leader of the Avengers. I mean, he's still not leader material in my opinion, but I mean, he definitely has to go through more.
Yeah. Personally, I don't want to see like this version of Spider-Man yet, like leading the Avengers. I think it'd be cool for him to be leading like the young Avengers because he's like experienced and like tell him like, yo,
probably
this is how it is.
Yeah, I could see as a young Avengers leader. I mean, Spider-Man's never really been much of a leader though.
Nah, he's always been much of a lot of a loner, which is what I like about the dude. He's always like the only time he's been like a mentor is like to the other Spider people, like especially Miles Morales. But other than that, I mean, he's had a few team ups with other superheroes. He was in the new Avengers or the next Avengers team. He was like one of the main guys, but I think that was led by Luke Cage, not him. So
I don't know much about those.
I don't think Spidey's ever been a leader of a group of superheroes. Maybe just in like Spider-Verse, but that was like other versions of himself and other Spider people.
Yeah, pretty much. But anyways, we need to talk about Homecoming now.
Yeah, so this movie's about Spider-Man. He's obviously we got the
third iteration of our Spider-Man that we both love and that everyone loves. I mean, a lot of people are big fans of Spider-Man. It's probably the most popular character in comics ever. And I think that people were really happy with this movie, with the portrayal of and Tom Holland. I mean, there is some haters because they say that he's Iron Boy Jr. and everything, but I think by this time, well, like when the movie came out, it was a lot of Iron Boy comments, but by this time right now, I think that those have like kind of gone down more and more.
I do see those comparisons, especially when like Spider-Man, especially MCU Spider-Man, every movie that comes out, he has a new suit, just like when every new Iron Man movie
Yeah.
came out, or whenever Iron Man came out in like other movies, like Avengers movies, he always had a new suit. And I get it, it's to sell toys. Spider-Man's very popular. Of course, you want to sell more toys. Uh, but I mean, I do see those comparisons. I don't want to say
Yeah,
they're they're
it's a thing with the
accurate.
contract. It's a thing with the contract because I know that Sony's in charge of like all the promotions and everything for like their movies, the Spider-Man movies.
Mm-hmm.
But I know that Marvel, like Marvel Studios, they're in charge of the toys and they know they can make a lot of money with the toys. That's why they have like a lot of different
Yeah.
suits.
Also, I had seen something like when the Marvel Sony thing was like possibly ending. I had seen somewhere that the reason why Peter and MJ and Ned and pretty much everybody is like different is because they there was like a contract dispute so that they couldn't have like regular Peter Parker. They had to make him like a little bit similar to Iron Man. I don't know if that was true or not, but it's very interesting if it was true. That could explain why everybody in this movie feels a little bit different. Like MJ doesn't really feel like MJ sometimes. Ned isn't really. He's more like Miles Morales' friend, Genki. If you guys are familiar with him, and like Harry Osborn, rather than like Ned Leeds. It's pretty interesting. I don't know if that's true, but anyways, to talk about the plot of this movie, uh, Peter Parker. I don't know how much time he has as Spider-Man. He's probably like been Spider-Man for like a couple months.
It's a couple months.
Yeah, and he just got a new suit. He met up the Avengers. He wants to be an Avenger, but like he feels like he can do more than what he's doing right now.
Yeah, it's because the movie takes place uh, basically in during Civil War. Like that's how it starts during
Yeah,
Civil War,
yeah,
the Captain America Civil War, and so we see the clips of which would be Peter recording through his phone, like, oh, I'm gonna go meet up with Iron Man in Germany, but I don't know why. And then we see them. He sees the recording. He's recording while they're fighting, actually, like the Avengers, and it's pretty cool to seeing that from a different perspective.
yeah. I like that scene. I like that opening scene. I think it's very charming. I think it adds a lot to Peter's character in this, and I think that's why people like him a lot in the MCU because he's like young. He's like happy. He's like he's a little different than the other Marvel MCU protagonist. He feels like a breath of fresh air, especially after seeing like the other Spider-Man.
Yeah, definitely. Uh, I mean, a lot of people will say that Toby is, you know, a great maybe like a really great portrayal of Peter, but maybe not so much as like Spider-Man. And then they'll say that the opposite for Andrew. They say that his Spider-Man is great, but it's not as Peter. But Tom is like great at both. Like I don't know how he did it and like how but he did a great job portraying both parts. Like he's awkward and he's awkward and quirky and smart, but he's also like he has those quick wits as Spider-Man and everything. um the only downfall, I mean, we've mentioned it before, the only downfall to Tom Holland's Spider-Man is kind of like the CGI. Like I would appreciate it more if it was more practical. Because like it kind of sucks though, because like you've seen, or like we've seen behind the scenes pictures of Tom in the suit, and he actually is like
Yeah,
doing everything. He does so many stunts like on his own, and it's really cool of him to do that, and you can tell like he's dedicated to the role. But it just sucks that they kind of like take that away with CGI.
yeah. That's my main criticism about a lot of these movies, a lot of the MCU movies in general, is that they like, especially for Spider-Man, they have really cool suits. Like the red and black one is sick. This new one that they have for this movie, I mean, this redesign of the classic suit that looks more like Steve Ditko's art. Like it's so sick, but every now and then, like they cover it up in CG, and I mean they did the same thing with the Amazing Spider-Man 2, right? They covered it with CG, but that one was really good CG. Like you can see like the folds of like the shirt, like you see here, like the fabric, it like wraps around my arm, it
Yeah,
like
they
moves a
purposely
certain
made it
way.
like loose
Yeah, exactly.
because I was watching also another video on, I know I mentioned that before, but
About
corridor
the
the
corridor
corridor,
video, yeah.
yeah, they were mentioning like all the different times, like I mean different types of CGI with like Toby and Tom, like when they're swinging and everything, it's like buttery smooth. That's how they described it.
Yeah. Yeah, it's
And
it's it's like they said that their skin is basically like Spider-Man suit color,
yeah,
which is very accurate. When you see whenever I see Homecoming or Far From Home, and it's like the red suits mainly, they look so smooth, like it's like a model from like a video game, but
yeah,
it's like they just got the texture and just like wrapped around like the model.
yeah.
It doesn't look like too organic. I know
This
my
is
girl.
like the texture completely changes with for the CGI. I don't know if you notice
Yeah,
it.
it's like very
Like
smooth. It's like very like flat,
yeah,
kind of like.
because like in scenes where he's actually like, he like he's in the suit, like the
Mhm.
suit looks really cool and it
Yeah.
like it looks different, like the texture. But when he
Hmm.
goes to CGI, it completely changes,
Yeah.
and like the coloration changes also. So I
Yeah.
don't know, kind of sucks.
My girlfriend said one time that MCU Spider-Man sometimes looks like a hot Cheeto, like just like round and red. Uh, and that I would say that's pretty accurate. That's one of the only reasons why whenever I rank Spider-Man movies, as much as I like Homecoming and as much as I like Tom Holland, like I hate what they did to like the suit. So I'm always like, man, I always take practical over like CGI. And
Yeah. Um, I I mean, like besides like all the bad points about the CGI in the suit, in my opinion, this story that they did for Homecoming, it works really well. When I was rewatching this movie, I really enjoyed it. Like I think I enjoyed it more rewatching it
yeah.
than the first time that I saw it, because the first time I saw it, it was actually with you. I remember we went to the premiere,
Hmm.
Sebastian, and we enjoyed it. We thought it was
Yeah,
cool,
we thought it was really good.
but like I don't know. I actually I think I've only seen Homecoming like twice maybe or thrice. So this is maybe my second or third time, because I honestly don't remember if I watched it a second time.
Hmm.
But yeah, like honestly, like rewatching it, I think I enjoyed it a lot more. And I think it's the charm of it. I don't know.
Yeah, everything else I think works really well. Like I love Peter in this. He's a very active character compared to like Raimi Spider-Man. Because Toby, as good of a Spider-Man I think he is, he just kind of reacts to stuff around him. He doesn't really seek out action. But in this one, Tom is the one that's moving the plot. He sees, he goes to a party, he sees bad guys. He's like, oh, I'm gonna go see what's up. He finds out that the guys are going to Washington. He's like, I'm gonna go follow them to Washington. You know what I mean? He's very active. I think that
He's just
works.
it's the fact that he's like very eager. Uh,
Yeah,
he's eager to you mentioned the he wants to do something more than like just
yeah.
helping out like people in the neighborhood. Like he wants
Which
to.
which by the way, I love that scene. That's probably like one of my favorite scenes in the movie. Just like in the beginning when he's helping out everybody in the
Oh yeah.
neighborhood. I love that montage. I think it's so cute. I think it's perfect. It perfectly sums up what I like about Spider-Man. You know what I mean? Like it's just like him helping out the little guy, and that's what this movie's about. Him supposedly helping out the little guy. Uh, but the whole time Peter's like, I want to be an Avenger. I want to be just like Iron Man. Blah 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 blah. Which is the one thing I don't like about this movie. I like my Spider-Man as a loner. I don't like him like desperately trying to like prove himself to like another superhero, because I don't think Spider-Man would
So
necessarily interact or like Iron Man that much. You know what I
mhm.
mean?
Yeah, I know what you mean. I mean, the story's kind of driven by like the fact that uh like we said, like he wants to do something more.
Hmm.
And then Iron Man, he's the one that tells him like, no, don't do that. You
Yeah.
need to just be a friendly neighborhood Spider-Man.
Yeah.
And at first I had forgotten why he acts like that, but then I was thinking about it, and then like I remembered that in Civil War there's a scene where a lady is really mad at Iron Man, if you guys remember, and
Yeah.
she's the one that says that uh because of the Avengers her kid died in Sokovia when they fought Ultron.
Yeah.
And so when the lady told that to Tony, he felt really guilty, and that led to the whole Civil War. That's when he
Hmm.
called Tom Holland to help him out and everything. But now,
Which, by the way, how fucking reckless of Tony Stark to be like, "Hey, I got this. The Avengers got this kid killed in Sokovia. Let me get this other kid to come fight. Captain America.
I
Everybody
guess
else."
I know what you mean, but like I guess he just like he saw the potential in him.
Yeah, I guess.
And I mean, obviously you need to bring in Spider-Man
Yeah,
to the MCU.
you need to have a reason to bring in Spider-Man.
Yeah, and obviously
It,
since
it
that, I
it's
mean,
it's so interesting that they brought him for Civil War instead of like establishing before. But I think it works. I really like his characterization in Civil War.
oh, well, I mean, Spider-Man wasn't gonna be in the movie at all.
And
Like
Civil War.
yeah, he was added like midway. Because like I know the Russo brothers, like they said that like he wasn't gonna be in the movie,
Mhm.
but at the time that they were doing the movie,
They got the
or like
rights
yeah,
for.
the Sony and Marvel were working out the rights to get him in, and obviously it was like a couple months, uh, and they had to like audition real quick, and like
Mhm.
they had to get the ball rolling super quick, so they just like kind of threw him in there. So that's why in Civil War, the CGI isn't that great, and also because in when Tom Holland was actually in the set with his Spider-Man suit, the Spider-Man suit that he has
Wasn't
isn't is
finished,
it wasn't
or
finished,
it
and
was it was
also
a different
wasn't.
design
Yeah, it
too.
was a different design, but then they decided, what, let's not do that because
It had
the
like
Spider-Man was not set in stone. That's
yeah.
why.
I remember that suit that had like raised webbing,
Yeah.
like the Andrew and Toby ones.
I guess the designers for Spider-Man suits just really like the raised webbing.
I think it's cool. I think it looks cool, but I also just like it on the fabric. I mean,
Yeah, no, it
I
definitely.
like
I've seen pictures. If you
yeah.
haven't seen the pictures of Tom Holland in that Civil War suit, just Google it. It actually looks like a really cool design,
Mhm.
and I wouldn't have minded if they went that way. But I mean,
I know.
I love the suit that he has. I
I
mean,
think it.
in
I think it.
Homecoming,
I think it has a different spider too.
yeah, it does.
It has
The
like a
spider
rounder one.
the spider is longer, and it has like the legs all going down
Yeah, yeah. They're all like
instead of like two up and two down.
yeah.
Yeah.
Which I guess we should talk about the suit. Then the suit. I mean, we make it a point to talk about the suit in every single Spider-Man
Mhm.
movie we talk about, basically. So, what are your thoughts on the suits? Because there's two suits in this movie that Spider-Man wears.
Well, technically, there's three.
Which one's the third one?
The Iron Spider. He doesn't put it on, but it's there.
Oh yeah, yeah. He doesn't put it on. Yeah.
Yeah. So, I mean, for the most of the movie, we see Tom in his not original, his Stark suit,
Yeah,
the
that's
red and blue.
yeah, that's what it's referred to pretty much by everybody. The Stark suit in the
Yeah.
PS4, PS5 game. It's called the Stark suit too.
Is it really called? I never noticed that it was called Stark suit.
Yeah, in the game, yeah.
Oh, well, that's cool. Um, but yeah, I know I've mentioned it. We mentioned it in the Tobey Maguire episodes also,
Yeah.
that I really love this suit. Um, I'm not that big of a fan of the spider symbol, but it's grown on me over time.
Yeah.
And but yeah, like the original. I mean, when you think of Spider-Man, you think red and blue suit.
Hmm.
That's what it is, and that's why I love it. I love it so much. And then the fact that they added the eyes, I mean, we had never seen a Spider-Man with moving eyes before,
Hmm.
and the fact that they included like, oh, it's so he can focus better and everything. That little detail, like
Yeah.
it's so cool, and that's why I really love this suit. It's maybe my favorite that of Tom Holland's, or like top three maybe. because he has like 10 now. So
yeah, he has he has a good amount of suits. I do agree. I love the expressive eyes. I like that they had like a natural explanation for it. Or like they wrote it into the character. You know, he has spider sense, he has heightened senses, he can't focus. So he needs that, you know, to see better. I think it looks really cool. Especially when he's expressive. I think it looks really well done. Um I used to hate Spider just because of how like weird it looked, or like it was like
so small.
it was it was like too
Oh,
square.
fat.
Yeah, too fat. I usually like my
It's because
spider
it's like a
symbols like
hexagon.
yeah. And then I was like, oh, it's like science based, tech based. I guess the hexagon does kind of make sense when you like compare it to like Iron Man and stuff like that. So I think it's cool. The black sort of like
Oh yeah, those black lines on like the
yeah,
shoulder and like
the
the forearm.
mhm.
Like I a lot of people don't like them actually, because I've seen like debates on Twitter that like it would be better without it. But I actually really like it
I
because I like the combination of black and red, like the
yeah,
colors.
no,
So yeah.
red and black is sick. I used to not like the black lines that much. Uh but now I think they're okay. I mean, it makes him look classic enough, but it also makes him look different enough, you know,
Hmm.
like obviously they were trying to modernize the design. So they were
Hmm.
like, we can't just have him like red and blue. We need to have something like separated him, and like that's how like you know the web shooters connect. That's how he has his belt line too. Like it's black. I think it looks okay.
Yeah, it's definitely. I mean, I think it looks great because like I
Hmm.
said, I love the combination of black and red. So in my eyes, it looks great, and also I really like the detail with like the web shooters and everything. Like, I mean, they don't show him making his own webs, but they did mention it in Civil War that he made his own webs.
Oh
Um,
well, they do show him in that one scene in class where he like mixes up like the webs in a
oh
beaker,
yeah,
and
yeah,
it's
yeah,
and it says web fluid 3.0 in reference to him being the third Spider-Man.
yeah. I mean, that's how you know. I mean, there's this. That's how like they show like Peter is actually really smart,
Yeah,
and like they never really specify, but he is known to be like one of the smartest in like the whole school.
yeah.
So it's like a cool detail that they show like his science side, also like what they did with Andrew, which is one thing that I really liked about Andrew's Spider-Man.
Hmm. And
Yeah.
so what are your thoughts on the homemade suit?
The homemade suit, honestly, I hate it.
Yeah, I think it looks the one thing I do like is that it's a reference to the Scarlet Spider, you know, the hoodie
Oh
and
yeah, yeah. I
and
know
like
what
the
you mean. I
spider
know what you
logo.
mean.
That spider logo is sick. I like
The
that.
the Scarlet Spider is an awesome suit.
I fucking love that suit. Oh,
Yeah.
sorry,
Yeah,
mom.
I love that suit whenever I play whenever I play because I played the PS4 Spider-Man game twice. But whenever I play with that one so much because I
Hmm.
love the way it looks.
Dude, when
The
I when
bright
I
red and the bright blue
yeah,
suit.
when I
I
unlocked
mean,
that one, I was like playing through most of the game like that.
yeah, it's an awesome ass suit. But
Hmm.
but nah, dude, in the
But
homecoming, they messed it up.
this homecoming one, I think it's I really like the goggles and the
Mhm.
hoodie, but I think everything else is like dumb.
See, that's what I think. I hate the goggles. I
You
hate the
hate the
goggles.
goggles? I
I
just like
do
them
not
because
like.
I think they like add more, I don't know, like craftsmanship, because I think like, oh, he was trying to like, you know, do something to focus. So that's
Yeah, I
what I
guess
like.
it's
I
like
like
the focusing about
yeah,
the white eyes, the big white
yeah.
eyes.
It's because
But I don't know,
because of
dude.
that
I hate him.
explanation, because of that explanation, I was like, oh, that's cool that he tried to do something, you know, to still make it expressive. But I think everything else, like if you're a superhero and that was your fucking suit, like come on, dude. Like
No, dude. I know how I love how we went into so much detail about the suit that we love, the red and blue. But this one I hate, dude. Like
mm-mm.
I think it's the goggles. I hate the circular
If
goggles.
you know, it'd be really cool if they made it just like the Scarlet Spider in the comics more. Like it was just like one big red suit and one blue hoodie, like just a simple like
Maybe
blue hoodie. I think that'd be
you know
cool.
what have been better if he had Yeah, like just like the Scarlet Spider, but if he did it maybe with like the way that Andrew did it
Oh,
with
with like
like
the
sunglasses.
lenses. Yeah.
Yeah. Maybe that would have been better for me. And I think it would have
Mm-hmm.
gone up more in my list of Tom's suits.
Yeah.
But yeah, for right now it's like low.
I really want to see the Scarlet Spider suit in the movies, like an actual version of it.
Yeah, maybe. I mean,
I'd be
there's all
down to see it.
possibilities.
I don't necessarily want to see the Clone Saga, but I just want to see that suit.
Yeah. But the third suit, the Iron Spider, what do you think of it?
I hate it. Um, I don't like it because I mean I'm not a fan of the colors that much. I like I'm a fan of the colors like separately. Like I red and gold, Iron Man, classic.
Yeah, I know what you mean.
The blue and gold, I think, ooh, even better. Like that's that Royal Navy and the gold. I think that's such a classy combo. But together, I don't like it. I prefer the Iron Spider from the comics, the red,
Yeah.
gold, sleek.
Definitely the if you guys don't know what the Iron Spider, the original like in the comics, what it looks like, you need to Google it.
Yeah.
Like I think that one is probably one of my favorites, all like going up there with like the classic and like the Scarlet Spider. Uh yeah, like the Iron Spider suit in the comics is like so cool, like red and gold with the arms and everything.
Mm-hmm.
But with this one, I mean, I get it. They were trying to implement it with like, you know, Tony Stark's tech.
Yes, Tony.
Stony. Yeah. But I mean, yeah, at first I was like, eh. But honestly, it's grown on me
Mm-hmm.
a little bit, not that much.
Yeah,
But
not on
I
me.
guess it's just like it's mid for me.
Yeah, the one thing I don't like also is that after Homecoming and after like that became his like main suit, like you know obviously he needs it to breathe in space,
Mhm.
but I don't like how often like it comes out in like every Spider-Man movie now, and I don't like it. I prefer the one that they redesigned now, like the red, black, and gold. I think that looks a little bit better. Um, but I really want to see the like the red and gold, just the red and gold one. I
Yeah,
think
I
that'd be
wish
really cool.
I wish that he updated it because you know he made his own suit
Mm-hmm.
in Far From Home. So I
Yeah,
wish that he updated the Iron Spider suit to make it look like the original from the
yeah.
comics.
What
But
was
I
I gonna
mean,
say?
whatever. He didn't wear this in the movie, so
The other thing I don't like about the suit, just the big spider. Like I'm not a fan of the tiny spider, but for it to be like
it's
super
now it's
big,
way too big.
super big, I'm like, yeah, just
Now it
fucking
just covers like the whole abdomen.
just
So
pick just pick a size, dude.
yeah,
But
no, I mean he didn't wear it, so we don't have to worry about it for this movie.
yeah,
But
I
I
remember when I
mean,
first saw that though, like the like there like I remember I was like, hey, check out this new suit, and I remember seeing it, and I was like, the hell is that? Because it didn't look like the Iron Spider to me, so I was like, what the hell suit is that? And
yeah,
I was trying
when
to
we
like
first saw
look
it, we
up,
were all confused.
yeah,
um, I mean, we can like we've talked about this, so like, we can go back
yeah,
to the story.
yeah.
Did you even notice that the in the beginning where it
In the
starts with
beginning,
like
yeah,
in the beginning
it
when
says
it
eight
starts with
years.
yeah at the 8 years later. I was about to mention that it's timed incorrectly.
Yeah, yeah. I remember when that movie came out. I remember seeing videos about people being like, the timeline is all dumb.
Yeah, I don't know what happened there, but if you do the math, because it's supposed to be 8 years after. Well, it says 8 years. It's supposed to be after the Avengers, but if
Yeah.
you add 8 years, that's 2020, and in 2020, that's not what like that's not the right math because this movie takes place in 2017.
Yeah. So they basically retconned, not retconned, but they basically shifted the movies to move downwards. Um, and they did some other weird stuff. Like I remember that they changed the order of movies also. Like they changed Doctor Strange, like taking place before or after this. They changed that because of this movie too. Um, yeah, but it's weird. I don't know why they specifically had to be like, oh, 8 years later. They could have just said like, uh, like a couple years later. They couldn't, you know, that way that everyone would have been like, oh, okay, so some time has passed.
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, it's such a simple mistake. I don't know how they
Yeah,
didn't like
it's it and
notice it.
it's a small one too that they could have just been uh like how much. So it was 2012. how many years was it supposed to have been? If this movie takes place in what? 2016, 2017?
Oh yeah, this came out in 2017. So
yeah, so it would have been 5 years later.
Yeah, it should have been 5. I don't know. It's a dumb mistake. Whatever.
Yeah.
Brush over it.
So wait, so how old is Spidey supposed to be here? 15?
Yeah, because he's supposed to be a sophomore in this one.
Yeah, so if he's 15,
he's 15 and pulling a senior dude also.
Oh, that means okay, you know what doesn't make sense? That
what?
Michael Keaton at the beginning of the movie, he's like, check out this drawing my little girl made. And it's like a drawing of the Avengers.
Yeah.
But if she's a senior,
could be 10.
She would be 10, and she draws like that at 10 years old. Like, not saying it's bad because it's a good drawing, but I mean for 10 years
some
old,
people are just not naturally gifted like you, dude.
But it looks like a 6-year-old drew it. You know what I mean? Like,
I know what you mean, but
dude, it's
just not good.
No,
at drawing,
but like,
dude.
think about it. When you're 10, at least you know, like, hey, like
Sebastian is shitting on.
I'm not shitting
on this girl's drawing.
I'm not shitting on it, but I'm saying like color in the lines, dude. Like,
it was a pretty bad drawing, but whatever. I mean, like I said, it's just stupid mistakes.
Timeline error, yeah.
Yeah, I mean, whatever, dude. I mean, we haven't really talked about the Vulture. What do you think about the Vulture?
Dude, I fucking love the Vulture. I said at the beginning of this video that I think he's my favorite MCU villain. That's not like in multiple movies, like just a standalone like villain. Michael Keaton, Adrian Toomes, the Vulture. I think he's super good. He's well written. First of all, he doesn't just feel like generic bad guy villain. Like, you know his goals, you know what he cares about, and it's really cool. And that twist at the end of the movie, I think it's pretty well done. I mean, it's not comic accurate, but who gives a crap, you know?
Yeah, no one expected that plot twist.
Yeah.
But
Which before that, what do you think of his suit? Because it is a drastic change from the comics, but I really like it.
I actually really like it also. I really like the whole idea that they're stealing like from alien technology, and they made it their own with the Tinkerer, like fixing everything and everything. But I mean, it's a cool idea, and I like the natural. I mean, the look of the Vulture is kind of weird because it's like just giant wings.
Yeah. I think comic Vulture, as iconic as it is, like his design is freaking stupid. Like,
yeah,
old bald guy,
stupid,
green suit and wings, and with a collar. And what I love about this movie is that they took the collar and they made it into like a pilot's jacket. Yeah, which is it's like a natural thing for why he has like a puffy collar, and he has like a modified like pilot's helmet too, where they
made it look like militarized.
Yeah, and
I really like it.
I think it looks cool. I don't know if they ever said that if Adrian Toomes was like a pilot or anything like that, but
no, they didn't.
It kind of makes it
doing that. He was just doing that damage control thing, or not the damage control, but like picking up
the salvage thing. Yeah,
the salvage.
But when I see this suit, I'm like, yo, maybe this Adrian Toomes used to be like a fighter pilot. Maybe he got, he was a veteran. He got injured. Maybe that's why he went into salvage. He's just trying to get like a better life for himself and his family. Like, it's stuff like that I think about when I watch this version of the Vulture. And I think that's really cool. I like that he's an actual fucking character, not just crazy old guy with wings. You know?
Oh, yeah, he definitely got a really great development. Sometimes characters like will suffer from that, like not getting enough development, so you don't know. Like the story is just not good. But I don't know if John Watts wrote it, but he did a really great job, like with the story for the Vulture.
He did. John Watts did write the screenplay, and it was also written by Jonathan Goldstein and John Francis Daly. Who, if you've seen Freaks and Geeks, he's one of the geeks. So that's pretty cool.
Well, Martin Starr didn't he come out?
Yeah. Martin Starr is also in this movie. He was also one of the geeks in Freaks and Geeks, so that's pretty cool.
Yeah, I mean, with the Vulture thing. I mean, Michael Keaton also did like a really great
Yeah,
job.
Michael
He
Keaton.
can really do a villain, honestly.
He kicks ass in this. I just love it. I love this
Yeah.
villain. I feel like they
It-
really wanted to make good villains. It's because it's a Spider-Man, like you need good villains. I think the Amazing Spider-Man movies kind of lacked on the villains for the most part. Like they're okay, but they're not great like the Raimi villains. Well, like the three Raimi villains that are good, not the other two.
of
Um,
course.
and I think they really wanted to like nail the villains. That's why in Homecoming, Vulture's kicks ass, and it's the Vulture. You wouldn't expect him to kick ass. And in Far From Home, Mysterio kicks ass, and you wouldn't expect him to be a good villain either because he's just like fishbowl head, D list whatever. But he's really cool in that movie too. And I don't know, that's the one thing I really like about the MCU Spider-Man movies. The villains, they're always pretty good.
Yeah, because it's also like that because MCU really had suffered for
Yeah,
villains, like
yeah,
poor villains
they got
for a
shit
long time.
villains. Yeah.
Yeah, for a
So
long time until they
sometimes
finally fixed it.
sometimes they still do like Black Widow villain.
Oh
I don't,
yeah,
I
it's
don't give
still
a shit about that.
yeah. The Black
Um,
Widow was still pretty shit. Yeah,
it
we
it
didn't do an
turned it
episode on it, but
it,
yeah,
it Eternals villain also ass.
yeah.
But like
I
then you
didn't
got
think about it that they still suffer from that.
yeah, but then you got Wenwu in Shang-Chi, and he's great. Um, uh, Killmonger in Black Panther. As much as I don't like Black Panther, Killmonger is great in that movie.
Yeah,
Um,
it's the story. The story is so important. You
mhm.
can't just be like, oh yeah, I want to kill him. That's it. Like, no, you have to give him a purpose.
Yeah,
And I mean, technically, I mean, what he's Vulture's doing is wrong, but he said he's doing it for his family, uh, which I guess is like pretty good. Like, I mean, the way they explain, I mean, no, I'm explaining it bad, but the way they do it in the story, like it
yeah,
works out.
and I love that he has a team of other villains. Like
Yeah,
the first Shocker, he's funny because he's like he's
he
kind of
looks like
like
Tom Hardy.
yeah, he looks just like Tom Hardy. He's played by Logan Marshall Green. Um, he's kind of like all snarky. He doesn't really want to work, or like he's like all smug, and then he gets fucking blasted by
Obliterated.
oh, he just gets disintegrated, and then uh what's his name, Herman Schultz, because that's his actual name. He's the actual Shocker, but he's
Yeah,
played by Bokeem.
Woodbine.
My bad, Bokeem, not Bookham. That's that's something else. Bokeem
Book-
Woodbine, but he was in Ghostbusters.
yeah.
He was the sheriff in that, but he's cool, as the Shocker. There was like a picture of him wearing like the mask. I don't know if you ever saw that,
No, yeah, I never saw that.
but it actually looks really cool. In this, he just has like the sort of like sweater, like the quilted pattern.
Mhm.
But it's still okay. Like, and then the Tinker, I think the Tinker is pretty good. For
Yeah,
for a small role that he has.
in these movies, like they don't have that big roles.
No,
The Shocker
but
and the Tinkerer, but I
but
mean,
but
they
I
do have
like
a purpose in the
yeah,
movie.
I like that they have like this group. It's like a gang
Mhm.
of bad guys because it's like a small scale story. It's not like like a team of evil supervillains. It's just like a group of bad guys trying to make a living. It's not a good living, like they're stealing and making weapons, but you got to do what you got to do sometimes.
Yeah,
Um, and Aaron Davis is in this movie. Donald
yeah.
Glover.
They teased Miles, and
Yeah.
I just whenever we saw that, I know we got hyped for it. I remember we were like, oh my god, he's talking about
Yeah.
Miles.
Yeah. He was like, I got a nephew. I was like, oh, he has a nephew.
Yeah,
I was like, no
and
way. It's
and I mean,
Miles.
in a deleted scene, he actually does mention like the name
He
Miles.
says Miles. Okay, I've never seen that
Yeah,
deleted scene, but that's pretty
yeah. There's a deleted scene where he's like still stuck to the car because Peter webbed him up,
cool. Mhm.
and he's on a call. Like he like his only his hand is stuck, but the other hand he gets the phone, and he's like, yeah, Miles, I'm not gonna make it tonight. I mean, I wonder why they deleted it, but I guess they didn't want to like
Confirm, I
yeah,
guess. Like,
they didn't want to. I mean, it's still they
I
did
mean, they
delete the
confirmed it,
scene.
but I guess they didn't want to like outright be like, "Yo, yeah, like he's totally."
Yeah, it's like Miles is coming.
Yeah, I get. Yeah, they wanted it. I feel like they wanted to keep Tom Holland as Peter Parker for like a good
Yeah.
while.
Yeah. I mean, we already seeing it that they do want to keep him for a while because
Yeah,
if you haven't heard, I don't know if we mentioned it already in the
I don't
Amazing Spider-Man
no, I
episode.
don't think we have
Yeah, but apparently Tom Holland is being signed on for another
another
trilogy,
trilogy. Yeah,
which would be like a college trilogy. I mean, I'm
I'm
actually,
I'm
I
super down to see that.
yeah, I'm down to see it,
I'll look.
especially because there's so many stories that haven't been told.
Look, a lot of people are like, oh, Tom Holland is comic accurate because Spider-Man is in high school. And it's like, yeah, that's accurate to Ultimate Spider-Man, but not Amazing Spider-Man. Amazing Spider-Man is barely in college. Okay. He's in college for like, I don't know, like 30 issues, I don't know, less. And then he's in college for most of the time. I'm on issue 280 something, and he's still in college. So if you're like, Spider-Man shouldn't be in college, fuck you. Shut up. Let him grow up.
Spider-Man's, I mean, Spider-Man, Sebastian's pretty aggressive right now.
It's because I hate, not that I hate, but I'm a little tired of seeing Spider-Man in high school. That's why I like PS4 Spider-Man, because he's an adult.
Mhm.
He's doing grown-up things. As much as I also love like Ultimate Spider-Man and Spidey in high school. I'm like, come on, we've had 3 movies. No, we've had like one, two, three, four, like 5 movies basically where he's in high school. Like,
Yeah, just like get over it.
yeah, just let him live his life. Have him be an adult. Like, that's relatable for.
I mean, yeah, it's like there's things that they don't have to mention anymore. And talking about not mentioning
Wait. You know what'd be cool? You know what'd be cool? You know what'd be cool?
what?
To satisfy both people, the people that want, oh, Spider-Man, I want a young Spider-Man in high school, and the people that want to see like Spider-Man in college, dealing with girls, drinking his first beer. Oh my God, imagine that.
Drunk
You
Spider-Man. That'd
you
be
can
funny.
you can have like a Tom Holland uh college trilogy, and then you can have a Miles Morales high school trilogy.
Yeah,
I think that'd be pretty cool,
it can work. I could see that.
Yeah.
But maybe Miles is introduced in the next trilogy.
Yeah. Obviously not at the same time, I feel like,
No,
but
or maybe he's introduced like just like a little tease like in No Way
yeah.
Home, and then we see him like actually become Spider-Man in in the next trilogy.
And like the second of the trilogy or
Yeah.
something like that.
Yeah, I mean,
Um
but it is pretty cool that that Spider-Man is pretty much going to be the only character to get 2 trilogies in the MCU.
yeah.
So
Oh well, it's like MCU Sony
slash Sony, yeah,
slash Sony, which is crazy. It's weird.
it's weird, but it's really
Still.
cool
But
that
I mean,
we were getting a Spider-Man 6, dude. Like imagine
yeah.
that.
I was really surprised that we got Thor 4, that got
Mm-hmm.
announced, because I was like, oh, they're just gonna do a trilogy, whatever. And then I was also surprised when Captain America 4 got announced. And I was like, cool, Spider-Man's definitely gonna get a fourth movie. But then they were like, nah, he's getting a whole other trilogy because he's Spider-Man. Everybody loves Spider-Man.
Yeah, I mean
Nobody likes
that's how you
spiders.
sell.
Nobody likes spiders, but everybody likes Spider-Man.
Yeah, yeah. I was mentioning the
You're,
things that
you're
they
gonna
don't
talk
have to
about
mention.
you're gonna talk about Uncle Ben, right?
Yeah. So I want to know your opinion first. Like, what did you
Um,
think about them? Like, just completely not even mentioning Uncle
I
Ben.
I I I like that they didn't show him, because I don't think, yeah, you don't need to show Uncle Ben.
Yeah, the
Um,
death.
I like in Civil War that they do talk about him a little bit. Like in Civil War, Peter's like, when you have the ability to stop the bad things from happening, but you don't, the bad things happen because of you, which is another way of saying, with great power comes great responsibility. I like that. Um, in this movie, Homecoming, you get just like a small, like not even a mention, but Peter's like, I can't do this to May, not after what she's been through. But we don't know what she's been through.
Yeah, it's
Um,
like it's just like alluding to it.
yeah. I definitely think that you could have definitely mentioned him at least a little bit, like being like, I can't do this to Aunt May, not after what happened to Ben. And that's it. You're good. You're good for the rest of the movie.
Hmm.
But I get why people are so mad that like this Spider-Man sucks, because uh you don't know about Uncle Ben. because Uncle Ben's like his main driving force to be
Yeah, but
Spider-Man.
that's the thing though. It's just like we've seen it 2 times. I don't think I
Yeah.
need to see another old man
No,
die, you
no,
know?
obviously we don't need to see another old man or possibly handsome young man, mid 40s,
Yeah,
middle-aged man.
I forgot the anime is pretty young,
Yeah,
so she
and
would be younger too.
now that we're talking about Uncle Ben, who would you want to see as Uncle Ben in this universe? Who do you think would have
Just
been good? I
I
saw
mean, there was I mean before No Way Home was even like a thing that
people
was
said
I
Toby,
mean,
right?
yeah, they would say like Toby should have been Uncle Ben.
Yeah.
And no, I don't agree with
No, I feel like I would have been like, oh, that's Peter Parker. You know what I mean? Like,
yeah, no, it wouldn't have worked out because
um,
everyone would feel the same way that you do. They would
I
be like,
I
No,
yeah,
that's Spider-Man."
I saw one comment like a long time ago that someone wanted Adam Scott from Parks and Rec.
Adam Scott. Who's Adam Scott?
He's the guy in Step Brothers.
Oh, yeah, yeah,
Yeah,
yeah, yeah. Leslie's husband.
yeah, Leslie's husband. I saw
Yeah,
people
what's his name?
mention,
Isn't his name Ben?
yeah, in Parks and Rec, his name is Ben.
Yeah, yeah.
Ben Wyatt. I
Yeah,
think he,
I haven't seen Parks and Rec in a long time.
I think he would have been a pretty good Uncle Ben. For
Yeah,
like
I
a
think so
younger
too.
Uncle Ben, you know.
Yeah, I could see that. I mean, he might be younger than Aunt May though, a little bit,
Yeah, but
but
I mean,
but I could still see it.
they could look like a good couple. I think.
Maybe
I
I
don't
don't
know.
know.
Actually, no. Marissa Tomei looks a little bit not old. Like she doesn't look old, but
No, she doesn't look old, but she looks like the appropriate age to be like Peter's aunt.
hmm
And I don't know. I
I
mean,
don't.
I think he would have been a little too young, but maybe someone a little older. I can't imagine anyone right now off the top of my head.
Yeah.
I can't imagine anyone.
How old is Adam Scott? Adam Scott is 48. How old is Marissa Tomei? Like 50 something, right?
Maybe, most likely.
Yeah, she's 57.
Yeah, so definitely 10 years basically.
hmm
So, I mean, at 57, she's still a baddie.
Yeah.
So you need to find someone that's just as a baddie
Yeah, we need to
for
find someone
her.
that's around 57 years old.
Yeah, pretty much, pretty much.
Um,
I mean, maybe we finally see Uncle Ben, like maybe like something like a tease or something, like a little flashback or something in No Way Home. Maybe I don't know. I wouldn't be opposed to seeing
yeah.
that.
For me at least, it just feels like sort of like um you don't get that much of a sense of like why Pete is Spider-Man in these movies, just because he doesn't really say why he's Spider-Man. Like he only says in Civil War, but in these movies he kind of doesn't mention why he's Spider-Man. I mean, it never comes up, obviously,
Yeah, he
so it's
doesn't need
not
to
a so
question
it's so
himself.
it's not a problem. But
Yeah,
like sometimes it helps to be like, hey, like
he doesn't
just
need to ask that question, but he
yeah,
definitely I could say that he definitely like earns the role, as a Spider-Man when he finally like, he takes off Tony takes his suit and he's like he finally learns like actually what he needs to be to become like for real Spider-Man.
yeah. I think that's cool, but then it doesn't, like, then they're basically just replacing Uncle Ben with Tony Stark. Tony Stark is like,
Yeah.
I'm taking
Yeah,
the
I know.
suit,
I mean,
taking the suit away from
it's,
you,
it's a suit.
and
It's a suit.
you're not Spider-Man until you do this thing. Which I'm like, no, he should already be Spider-Man. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like
They,
that.
they, they
That's
try to replace him, but I don't think it's not the best choice, but I don't think it's the worst either.
yeah. Like I mean, I guess it works for the MCU, but I just
Yeah.
like
For the
it's not.
MCU, it works.
It's not my favorite thing about these movies. Like
Yeah.
you know what I mean? Like
That's because that's why they call him like the Iron Boy Jr.
yeah, like when I watch these movies, I don't watch that for like the Iron Man stuff. I just want to see Tom Holland be his own Spider-Man. I don't want to see him try
Yeah.
to be Iron Man. I don't want to see him try to be any other superhero. He should just
And
be
that's why
Spider-Man.
right now he's learning to be. He's pretty
Yeah.
much he's that's what this movie's about. It's about pretty much growth and learning
Yeah.
to be
And
your own.
I really like this movie because it's like, yeah, I'm not gonna be in like at the end of this movie, he's like, nah, I don't want to be an Avenger. Fuck you guys, But then in the fucking next movie, it's like, hey, let me save the world.
Pretty much.
Let me go into space, guys. Come on. I want to be an Avenger.
Yeah, pretty much. Yeah, it is the next movie. I mean, not his movie, but Infinity War,
Yeah.
because it takes place after that.
It's like, let me be an Avenger.
Yeah, pretty much. I mean,
He's like, I'm just a friendly neighborhood Spider-Man, guys. He's like, and then Nick Fury's like, fuck you. You gotta fight this big ass.
he says, "Bitch, you went to space."
Yeah, bitch, you went to space. You're not a friendly neighborhood Spider-Man anymore.
Oh god, Nick Fury, I love him.
Yeah.
But I mean, I hope we get to see Nick Fury again. We haven't seen him in a while. Maybe in No Way Home. What if he recruits Toby and Andrew?
Dude, what if Samuel L. Jackson played Uncle Ben? 70-year-old Sam Jackson.
This whole time he's like, "Yeah, I was your uncle."
Yeah, dude, I fucked Aunt May.
Yeah, dude, I could imagine that. I could imagine him saying that, especially because it's Sam Jackson. Oh god, I mean, something that we haven't even talked about. Also,
fun fact: Robert Downey Jr. and Marissa Tomei used to date.
Yeah, and also Doc Ock used to date Marissa Tomei.
Alfred Molina?
Yeah.
No way. That's cool.
He dated also Sally Parker. Sally what? Is that her name? What's her name?
Sally Fields.
Sally Fields.
Alfred Molina or
yeah, he dated Sally Fields and also Marissa Tomei, both Aunt Mays, not the old one.
Dude, that's so comic accurate. So look, fun fact: if you guys read comics, Doc Ock almost married or did marry Aunt May, and they boinked. They got down to business the night before the wedding. So Alfred Molina is pretty much the best, or not the best, but like the most comic accurate character probably, or actor. Because
I did not know that.
He dated not one, but two Aunt Mays.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
Also, something I didn't know that Alfred Molina is British. I had no idea.
He's British?
Yeah, dude. So yesterday,
you're lying, dude.
No, I'm not lying. Yesterday, we're recording this on December 5th, but yesterday they did a panel for Brazil for Spider-Man. And
the villains one, right?
Yeah, the villains panel, and it was Green Goblin and Doc Ock and Electro. And I mean,
I like how we referred to them as like their characters.
Yeah. You know, Willem Dafoe, Alfred Molina, and Jamie Foxx. They were there and they were talking about their roles in No Way Home, obviously without spoiling it. But I had no idea that Alfred Molina was British, and everyone in the comments said the same thing. Like, what the hell?
I've only ever seen him in Spider-Man, and
yeah, me too. I haven't seen him in anything else.
He's in the first Indiana Jones movie.
Oh really? I've never seen Indiana Jones. It's on my list though.
He's like in the first 5 minutes and then he's gone. But that's crazy. I never noticed that, or like I never learned that he was British.
Yeah, it's a cool video with the panel if you guys want to check it out. And also, I mean, we learned that like Willem Dafoe's Goblin's pretty much going to be the main focus, or like the main villain, even though in the trailers they mainly focus on Doc Ock.
Yeah.
Green Goblin's actually going to be like the main villain. So
Green Goblin says it's personal for him. So who knows? Who knows what the hell's going on in that movie?
Yeah. No,
it's almost out, ladies and gentlemen. Like in 10 more days, we're gonna see it basically.
Yeah.
11 more days, pretty much.
Yeah, that's why we're preparing with No Way Home.
We're watching it on the 16th, suckers. Oh, I guess people in the UK are watching it like 2 days.
I already muted everything on Twitter that can relate to Spider-Man.
I am gonna spoil it for you. I'm gonna spoil it for you right now. Okay, I'm from the future. Everybody dies, including
God damn it,
including Toby, Andrew,
no
MJ.
more Spider-Man.
Both MJs die. And then Zendaya gets replaced by Shailene Woodley.
Oh god. And she becomes Spider-Man. Spider-Woman.
Yeah, Spider-Woman.
Wow, dude. That is amazing. That's the best plot I've ever heard.
Yeah, and then Ned becomes Spider-Man.
Oh, dude, and then the Flash Thompson from this movie becomes Venom.
Penis Parker.
I hate him in this movie, dude.
Dude, he fucking sucks.
He's so bad.
No, but it's good because like I don't know. Like
That's what I was gonna say. We haven't mentioned is the Flash Thompson.
I guess
Completely different
I
from
guess he's
Toby.
good because it's like a realistic, I guess,
Yeah,
for
because
for
he's like a modern bully.
yeah, I guess. Yeah, he just calls you names and like makes rap songs about you to like farts or whatever. I forgot.
Penis Parker.
He calls you Penis Parker.
When I say penis, you say Parker.
Penis
Penis.
Parker. He's just a rich asshole.
Yeah, pretty much.
Like he's like at the end he's like that Branzino wasn't fresh. Usually they have it fresh, and it's like, dude, shut up. But I like that he gets his car stolen. I think that's funny.
Yeah, and also that Spider-Man doesn't even know how to drive it.
Yeah, because why would you need Spider-Man didn't get a license,
He doesn't need a car.
and he never got a license in the comics because
It's
he
kind of
was
it's
like, I
kind
don't
of
even care.
funny. We went to Target the other day and we saw the spider
Yeah,
car,
we saw Spider Toy. Yeah,
and I was like, Sebastian, why the hell does Spider-Man need a car?
it's the same thing like in Sonic when he has a car. It's like, why does Sonic need a car if he's really
Yeah,
fast?
exactly. I mean, there's also that Sonic racing game. I don't know if you
Yeah,
know
that's
which
yeah,
one.
that's a yeah.
He's on it, but he's on a skateboard in that one.
Oh yeah, yeah, yeah.
I don't see the point.
Oh, I guess because they were like, oh, dude, Mario Kart is really good. What if
Yeah.
Sonic, but skateboard? Oh, you know what's cool about skateboard and Spider-Man? Now that we're talking about it, uh, Spider-Man was in Tony Hawk's Pro Skater. I think it was like the second one. He was a character. He was a playable
Really?
character in it. Yeah, and he would do
I
like
didn't know that.
he would do tricks with his web. And it was
I didn't
really
know that.
cool.
But I mean, Spider-Man right now is in a really good game right now.
Oh, you mean Fortnite?
Dude, Fortnite?
Dude, I downloaded Fortnite just for Spider-Man, and then I found out you have to be like level 80 or whatever. And I was like, I'm not
Dude,
gonna
just
play.
buy the tiers, dude.
Dude, I'm not gonna spend like $100. I don't know how much it is
Dude,
to buy the tier.
anything for Spider-Man.
Yeah, true. Especially the symbiote costume and the
Yeah, I'm
future.
like right now after this episode, I'm going to go play Fortnite just for Spider-Man, and then I'm
Yeah,
gonna delete it forever.
and then I'm declaring bankruptcy because I because I was buying the tiers. I'm not playing the game.
Okay. To finish off the episode. Okay,
Yo, how long have we been talking about this?
dude, we're in an hour right now.
Dude, I feel like we haven't even talked about the actual movie.
No, we haven't that much, but
Okay, look,
let's talk about it real quick.
Look, let me give you rapid fire things. Spider-Man, good. Vulture, good. Aunt May, okay. MJ, I don't like her. She's barely in this movie. Ned, he's funny. But like I said, he's more like a Genki. Liz Allen, she's okay. She's cute. She's pretty. Tony Revolori as Flash.
Ravioli.
No, that's mean. That's not his name. But this movie sucks. I mean, he sucks.
This movie sucks.
Hannibal Buress, good. The other villains, okay, pretty good. Donald Glover, good. I want to see him as a Prowler. I want to see Donald Glover as a Prowler.
No, dude, but you said about Mark Gargan, dude. They set up the Sinister Six and they just completely forgot about it.
That's what I meant to say at the beginning. Like they have the Scorpion, they have the Tinkerer, they have the Shocker, they have this Vulture, and then they're like, nah, whatever. Let's throw in Mysterio in here. Let's have the Chameleon in Far From Home also. And then they were like, nah, screw all those guys. Let's have Green Goblin, Doc Ock, Electro, the Lizard, and Sandman from all the other movies. That's really cool. That's what everybody wants.
Yeah, no, in this movie, No Way Home, they're gonna have the Sinister Five or the Fearsome Five.
Yeah, well, I'm pretty sure there's gonna be a sixth guy, but who knows who he is. It also, you guys don't know about Spider-Man No Way Home? Why are you guys living under a rock? Come on.
Okay.
Unless you guys are just avoiding spoilers, which
I want to
respect to all you guys.
I want to mention something that I thought it was so funny when me and my girlfriend were watching the movie.
The end credits.
No, not even the end credits. It's like, did you remember at all Liz Allen or like the Vulture's wife being in the movie?
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
Dude, I honestly did not remember it at all. She was in the movie.
It's so funny because it's like she's like, "Did you get his name?" And Vulture's like, "Freddy."
After he called him Peter.
Yeah, and then she like hits him and stuff. I don't know. They have a nice like small like no,
No,
I guess
dude.
not a small relationship, but they have a nice small thing going on. She's barely in the movie, but
Well, maybe I was the only one, but
that
I
you
had completely forgotten that she was in the movie.
no, it's I think it's completely fair to forget that she's in the movie because she's barely in it. She's not a major character at all.
No,
She's
yeah, but the funny thing is that they went to the house, Peter went to Liz's house to pick her up, and then we see the reveal, like, oh, it's the plot twist and everything.
Mhm.
And then
So
my girlfriend asked me,
plot twist, Liz Allen in this universe is the Vulture's daughter.
yeah,
That's the twist.
but my girlfriend asked me as soon as like they went into the house, like, does the mom come out? And I was like, no, I don't think so. I don't remember at all.
And then
And
boom,
then
she shows up.
literally the second after I finished my sentence, she shows up, and like we started laughing so hard, and we were like, the female Titan, because we have this inside joke from Attack on Titan. If you guys have seen Attack on Titan, you know what I'm maybe you'll know what I'm talking about. But like basically in the beginning episodes, they show a female Titan,
Mhm.
but like barely, like you barely ever see her. But then we were like watching it, and then we go to the next episode, and then I think in the intro that's where you see like the female Titan, but you're not there yet, like they haven't fully shown her. And then that's when the episode starts. It's all hectic, they're already in a battle, and then the title comes up, the female Titan. That's because she was like, isn't there a female Titan? It's like, the female Titan. So that's why every time something like that happens, we're always, it's like an inside joke that we have. Oh, the female Titan. So I know she would want me to mention that. That's why. Like, it was so funny. We were laughing so hard that we didn't even remember. Well, I didn't remember that she was in the movie. No. Also, another cool little fun fact. Jennifer Connelly.
Oh yeah,
Connelly.
I was gonna mention
She
that. Yeah.
she does the voice of Karen, which is in Spider-Man suit.
Yeah.
She's like the Jarvis to Tony, but obviously Jarvis turned into Vision.
The
But
Vision.
yeah, but the Vision, he's played by Paul Bettany, and he's actually married to Jennifer Connelly. So the both voices of the MCU, like the both
The two AIs besides like the one Tony Stark has later, they're married, so that's cool.
Yeah, and also Jennifer Connelly.
She was in the Hulk.
Yeah, she was in the Hulk.
Yeah, so, the old one though. Well, not the really old one, the 2003 one, right?
Yeah. So she's back. She went back to Marvel, but just for an AI role.
Yeah, just for a voice.
Yeah, and it was the cool detail. I know we mentioned it already, but Martin Starr, he also came out in the Incredible Hulk.
I forgot he was in the Incredible Hulk. Yeah.
Yeah, it's cool to see that they brought him back.
He's supposed to be Amadeus Cho, which in the comics, he turns into somebody else, and then in one of the comic reboots, he also becomes the Hulk. But obviously, he doesn't turn into the Hulk in this. So I just saw this fun fact. Apparently, Spider-Man never punches any of the villains in this movie.
That makes sense.
I never paid attention. I never paid attention to that. But if he doesn't punch anybody, that's pretty cool. He just uses webs and makes the enemies punch each other.
Yeah, I mean, I've heard that for No Way Home. I actually think that I heard that they have improved on that a lot, and that they're going to it's definitely gonna be more brutal. Like, he's definitely gonna beat the crap out of someone. Well, so I'm excited to see
that's interesting. I was just saying that I think it's cool that he counters everybody instead of actually punching somebody.
Yeah, but I'm excited to see that
side. Apparently, Mark Hamill wanted to play the Vulture if Michael Keaton turned down the role.
That would have been interesting.
That would have been cool. Mark Hamill would have had he would have made a really good voice.
Yeah, but I don't think he has the right look for it.
Nah. But I think it would have been really cool. You know what, Mark Hamill, I think he would be a really good Doctor Octopus. I think he has the right build.
Yeah.
I think I think he's menacing like
Yeah,
for
he would have
that.
been a great Doctor Octopus, but obviously they went back with Alfred Molina,
Yeah,
which is great either way.
that's great too. But you know, I want to see Mark Hamill in the what's it called in the MCU.
Yeah,
That'd be cool.
I know he said that he wanted to be in Guardians, that he contacted James Gunn, and like they had like a coffee or something, but I don't think they ever like agreed on anything.
Dude, that would be cool because it's like in
You know?
space.
Yeah, so
Like
Luke Skywalker is always going to
uh
be in the MCU.
yeah, like Star Trek. Yeah. Just kidding,
Yeah.
guys. I know it's Star Wars.
Yeah, but anyways, we have to finish the episode now.
Yeah.
So anything else that you want to mention before we go?
Yeah, the after credits is pretty funny.
Yeah.
It's
Captain America.
It's Captain America wearing his dorky ass suit from Avengers. Not any of his good suits. And he's like, "So you waited this long, huh? Patience is good, but
Patience is a virtue.
there's nothing here." Basically, here's what he says. He's saying
Yeah, he was making fun of Marvel fans.
He's making fun of MCU fans for staying after the credits.
For staying till the credits.
Shit, dude, that's smooth.
Yeah, whatever. I mean, it was a great movie. That's pretty much to summarize it. It was a great movie. I think I didn't even mention, but the movie is rated at a 92% on Rotten Tomatoes, which is very high for one of the Spider-Man of all the Spider movies. Is pretty high, and I think I would agree. Maybe I would probably give it like a 9 out of 10, honestly.
I would say I think an 8. That's just because I think there's better Spider-Man movies out there.
Yeah, for sure. It's just for me, I enjoyed it a lot more rewatching it, so that's why I think I would give it a little higher.
When Far From Home first came out, I was like, this is way better than No Way Home. But now whenever I rewatch both of them, I kind of prefer Homecoming just because
I prefer Homecoming.
I like my Spider-Man, like it's pretty small scale. That's just me, but yeah, I would say an 8 out of 10. I think some of the things I don't like about this movie is mainly just like MCU wise, not so much Spider-Man movie wise. But yeah, it's still a good movie. It's still a good Spider-Man movie. I think it's a perfect introduction to like the MCU if you don't want to watch all of them and you just want to watch like a good one, you can totally watch Spider-Man Homecoming and be like, yeah, it's pretty good.
Yeah, definitely. So but anyways, I think that's pretty much the end of the episode.
Next week, if you're not sure, we're going to be talking about Far From Home, and then the week after that we're going to be talking about No Way Home.
Finally,
expect a 7-hour episode.
we're
gonna live stream the movie. So if you weren't able to get tickets, don't worry, we got you guys.
No,
but we will be charging $5 through PayPal, Venmo, Cash App.
No, dude, we can't do that. We're gonna be invited to a Marvel premiere someday, dude. We can't do
that. Hey, Mark Ruffalo did it, so if he can do it, we can do it.
Okay, that's a good point. Okay, guys, I hope you guys enjoyed the episode. Like Sebastian mentioned, we're gonna be talking about Far From Home next week, and then No Way Home that week after that. So make sure to look out for those episodes.
Yeah.
We hope you enjoyed this episode, and we'll see you guys later. You guys know where to find us. So
yep.
See you guys later.
Bye, everybody. Thank you for watching.